think you're going to have to turn down, like mute your phone. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Too Much Tuesdays. I am so excited today. This is where, as you know, you can come and when your life feels like a little bit too much, I give you easy energy tools that really help you to flow no matter what life throws at you. So today, there's a lot of feedback. I'm not sure.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the feedback to go away.
That's okay. And I'm wondering if it's me too. So we are live on Instagram and live on Facebook at the same time. And Natalie and I are like, oh, can we figure this out? I think my sound is all the way down, so it should be okay. It'll work out. But let me tell you a little bit about Natalie while she figures this out, because she's really cool. So Natalie is a motivational speaker and author and a spiritual empowerment coach. And she helps people to come alive and rise into their purpose, which I love, their passion and their happiness. Natalie works with everyone, men and women, but she has a special program for women who have dealt with depression. And I love the name of it. It's called Wild and Happy. It's a 6-week program, and she told me that it makes her happy, and she helps women to be done with depression and really get on the fast track to creating a life that lights them up. And so that's what Natalie's going to be talking with us about today, is reinventing ourselves so that we can be on purpose and can feel lit up. And so I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Oh, wait, she disappeared from my Facebook. Okay, wait, I'm just going to put you, from my Instagram. So should we just do Facebook?
Yeah, because it's not going to work.
Because it was like, okay.
And then you were, even though I turned the sound off, you were speaking through here. And I'm like, I don't even know why. Because everything was turned off, so I don't think it's going to work.
I'll ask my tech consultant, my 20-year-old daughter, later today. So sorry about that, but you know what? Okay, so my Instagram lovely followers, please go to Facebook. Go to my personal Tara Greenway page, and you will get to hear all about how to reinvent your life with Nathalie Guerin. Okay? So I am going to go off here. Sorry, you guys. See you soon.
Next time we'll test beforehand.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. All right. So anyway, so you have this really cool program called Wild and Happy, but you're also going to tell us here today, like some really concrete things we can do to reinvent ourselves. But first, actually, I think the very first question I have for you, other than it's not a question, it's a comment. Thank you so much for being here today.
And thank you for having me.
It's really cool. Just the small amount we've talked, I feel very inspired already. So why would somebody, or maybe when would somebody want to reinvent themselves?
Yeah, and I'm going to use an example here of like my own life, because I think people can see themselves in stories. And, I grew up with believing that I needed to be in the corporate world, and that was like the right thing to do. And I have a degree in mathematics and computer science, and I can do a lot of different things. And I had a really good IT career, but there was something really missing for me. And it was just like, it was slowly killing me inside. And for me, it was that realization that it's something needed to change. And that was really, and I think for a lot of people, we start thinking that it's really not possible to change. And
a lot of people think that.
Yeah, and we think that we're stuck. Like,
you were unhappy. That's when you reinvent yourself. When you're really unhappy and you're like, you know what? Tired of being unhappy. I'm going to do something.
Or you can have everything that's going well for you. And I had a lot of stuff going well for you, and you want more. You want the next level in your life. And I think that's part of life. Like, we kind of think that we're going to make it at some point, and we really never get there. And it's really about allowing that part of us to grow up and become more. And, it's not an easy decision, but the first part is really getting into a place where it's like, yeah, I can actually do this. And it's that shift has to go on inside your head before you actually make a change. Like, for me, I had to let go of this idea that I had to be in corporate until I was 65. And I'll never forget the day that I actually made it. I was talking to a friend of mine. She was 38. She was about, 6 years older than me. And she said, well, I'm waiting for retirement. And I went, Oh my God.
That's a long time to wait. Yeah. You're just sitting there waiting for, yeah. And I think people, so that's a great example of a work thing. And I think a lot of people are experiencing that right now, especially with COVID. You know, their careers either got harder to do, or maybe they even, you know, ended, and they're like, wait a minute, I could do something else. But also with relationships, if people are like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And friendships, and like, it's about letting go. Like, we get into a mode of accumulating stuff and like building it all up and thinking that we have to hold on to it. And it's actually what weighs us down. After a while, you've got to let it go and trust that new things will come in. And like, recently I moved and I had 17 years of stuff in my house. I'm not a hoarder by any means. Right?
No, it happens. It builds.
But I was like shocked. And at first I was like, oh my God, like, what do I throw away? What do I keep? I'm going into a much smaller space. Like, I was freaking out. And then I just started like one step at a time. And before I knew it, I was like throwing out everything. Right.
Yes.
And even now I'm like, all right, that has to go. That has to go. That has to go.
When you're unpacking, it's like, I actually don't even know why I brought this, you know?
Yeah. And it's the same thing with like changing your relationships or changing your life or your job. And it's really about making a decision to find a better way to live your life. And for me, that was the promise that I made for myself after a friend died. And I was like, I didn't know what that would look like. I think I suspected that it would be my job, what I'm going to caution everybody to hear is that make the decision to set the intention for what you want, but let go of the how for now, because it's not necessarily about your job. It's not necessarily about your relationship. Find yourself on stable ground before you start like letting go of absolutely everything.
Like, go around tearing down everything. Just be open to possibility. So agree, because I think a lot of people that come to me, they had enough hope to come to me, right? But they don't know if it's really true, that they really have the power within themselves to change their own lives. Yeah. So you're saying you do.
Yeah, you do have the power, but it's not something that happens like overnight. And I think the work you and I do is very similar. Like, it's about allowing people to believe that they can be, do, and have anything. And, you know, I've always had that mindset for other people, but I didn't have that mindset for me.
Interesting. Why do you think?
Because in the part of me, I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable enough. I'm not courageous enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not blonde enough. Okay, like it's really that.
Not blonde enough.
Yeah, but it's actually a true belief that I have. I'm like, wow. I look at women that are making it, they're blonde and they're like sexy and cute and small and tiny, and I'm like, I'm brunette, I'm 5'5", I'm fat. Like,
you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
So that's what you came around to realizing, like, wait a minute, I don't have to be tall, blonde. Where's the
no, and it's really about realizing that I am enough. You know, and for me, it all started like, and I had been doing healing work for a long time. So it wasn't like I had never done that. I was clearing beliefs, but you can clear beliefs until you're blue in the face and never really heal. Because at the end of the day, it's about becoming. And one day I was in a workshop and the guy said, what happened to you? And we were talking about shame and guilt and like money and the whole thing. And, you know, the whole room went quiet. You know, have you ever had one of those moments and you're just like, oh, shit, he decided to actually coach in this moment? And I hate that. Those are the moments that I really wish I could run away, and I really want to be there at the same time.
So you were in front of everybody, like in front of the class? Okay.
Yeah, in front of the group. And so the room went quiet, and I was like, I just felt it come in, and I was like, oh, I wasn't loved, right? And it's not a question of whether or not I was. It's a question that I didn't feel that. And I want to say that because I'm sure that I was loved and what people can do, but I wasn't able to let it in. And I had just watched a movie called Mahalo. What's the Hawaiian movie for Disney? Mahalo?
About the girl that, I know what you mean. Yeah, somebody put it in the comments.
The premise is that she goes off, yes, and Hawana goes off to look for the heart of the island. She's looking for a stone, right? And she's thinking it's outside of herself. And during the movie, she actually finds that was inside all the time, and it was just being wrapped up, and she had to let it out, right? So it was like, what's already inside of you? And I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I used that concept to go onto a healing quest, and I went to get my heart back, and I brought it in. Okay.
So
And that,
beautiful, Natalie.
yeah, and that was the moment that I was like, oh my God, I'm whole, I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I am enough, and I am really lovable. And that really is the foundation.
If you can do that, everybody can do that. It's not as if that's
Absolutely.
some like special power. I mean, what you're saying is it is inside of us. And so it just clicked. Now,
I want people to do this though. Like, I think it would be really cool exercise. Like,
yeah,
if you go to the mirror right now and you start saying, I love you, right? Like, how are you actually feeling with that when you're telling yourself that? And most people are going to be really uncomfortable. And the reason I want people to go there is not to have an uncomfortable experience, but I want them to notice the next time they go and they can actually do it and actually comes in and they feel cherished, because that is like, oh my God, and it's really a loving of yourself, a loving of what you stand for, what you desire, what you want. We spend so much time trying to figure out what everybody else wants, but reinventing yourself is really an act of self-love and giving yourself permission to go after what you want, even when other people don't necessarily like it. And I'm not saying it's easy.
I love that. Wait, I've got to pause so that people can catch these gems. Reinventing yourself is an act of self-love. Is that what you said?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's understanding that you do have worth. So let me back up a little bit, because that's a really powerful and harder than you might think exercise to do. So you guys, it's a great idea to look in the mirror. I mean, you can do it on your cell phone even, pretend like you're going to take a selfie and look at yourself and say, I love you. And what if somebody feels all this stuff come up,
let it come.
What do they do?
Let it come. So I actually, Lisa Nichols, I got this exercise from her, but there's 3 affirmations you can say, and you say each one 7 times. It's, I love you for.
I love you for.
Right. So I'll do it right now and I'll give people an example. Right. So I love you, Natalie, because I'm talking to me now.
Yeah.
I love you because you have this beautiful skin. I love you because you have crazy wild hair. I love you because you have a heart. I love you because you're just really kind. And I love you because you're a really good healer. And I love you because you're so connected. And I forgive you.
So I love you.
I forgive you. And I'm going to give an example of that. So I forgive you for being hard on yourself, right? And this is just, I don't want to get too personal on this one, right? But being able to really go, and when you do it right, you're going to have tears that are coming, right? And then at the end, you go, I'm proud of you for.
So I love you.
I forgive you.
I forgive you. And that's going to really, I think, help people who had a hard time with the I love you. Because, yeah, we've all committed crimes against ourselves. I forgive you for blank, blank, blank. And then what's the third one?
I'm proud of you for.
I'm proud of you for. Okay. So that could be, because some people might be like, I don't know, I'm not proud of it. It doesn't have to be I'm proud of you for, winning an Oscar, right? It's like, I'm proud of you for getting out of bed every morning, even though you feel like you can't. Right?
I'm proud of you for even being on this webinar and going, hey, I'm being able to choose even though I'm scared. I'm proud of me for even thinking about changing my life. Yeah. I'm proud of me for saying what I want. And all of those little things will start to come up, right? And it's really like the more you start with an easy one, and then you go with the next one and the next one, and you just let yourself roll with it. And it's just between you and the mirror, or you, and I like to do it on the video.
Really? Ooh, that's really scary. I don't know. My heart just went, ooh, video. So I should make myself do that.
It's really fascinating because the tears will come and starts releasing. But the more you do that, what it'll happen is your confidence will start to come up. You'll start to claim it. And then you can start looking at your dream, right? And it's not like you, and I hear this all the time, and I'm seeing Creator give me this look right now, right? Of all the ducks in a row. And people are once they know that they can change, they try to figure out the how. Mm-hmm. Right? They try to put up all the ducks in a row. All right, I have to do this. I have to do that. You need to know that it's not a straight line. Right? It really isn't.
How to figure it out, because sometimes people do have to take action steps, right? They're saying at first, don't try to figure it out. Set your intention.
Don't try to figure out the whole picture. Figure out what's in front of you.
the next step.
The next step. Right.
Okay.
And it's sometimes you'll know, like, and I'll use an example. Like when I started my business, it wasn't to have a 7-figure business. Right.
Yeah.
It was because I just wanted, I was fun. I was like, I was a healer. It was fun. I wanted to do it more. And getting paid was like super cool. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Later, I was like, oh, I want to start a business. All right. Then I'm like, you go deeper into the dream. But a lot of times what will happen with relationships or with work is they're like, all right, how am I going to make money? How am I going to survive? And that will actually kill your inspiration. And you really got to stop that and just go back into your heart and go, all right, what am I actually curious about? What am I energized about? And follow that, because the clarity will come.
Okay, so is that how, because what I'm wondering is, how do people know? Because maybe they don't know what their purpose is.
Yeah, and so I'm going to make it very simple. Purpose is for you to have joy, right? And when we say that, it's an act of self-love, this whole thing, living your purpose is an act of self-love. And it's accepting that you're enough and that what brings you joy is your purpose. And generally speaking, people who are on this call and want to have a greater purpose, more meaning in their life, it's about giving back. But it's not about fixing everybody else. It's about doing something within you that brings you joy. Right. And when you can do that, it's going to come. And the way you find it is with breadcrumbs, right? You take one step and you're like, oh, I like this. I don't like that. And you follow what you like. You know, for me, the way I found my purpose, I was after 5 years of trying to fix depression, I had good days and I had bad days, but it was always like there was that undercurrent of something's really missing. I went to a spiritual center and it was for meditation. And I was like, I didn't know if it was going to be weird. It was a mediumship thing. And I was like, what is that? And I was kind of freaked out by the whole word spirituality at that point, and creator and God. Like I was the girl who ran away from all of that. Yeah. And that night we had a spirit circle and it was really normal. It was a couple of people hearing messages from God. I'm like, hey, I can do that. Right. Like it was just like that knowing that I'd been doing that my whole life. And at the end, someone says, well, who has a message for someone? And I'm thinking, are they crazy? I'm in IT. Right. Yeah. And at that moment, I heard God in my right here. And I heard God say, tell him he's okay. He doesn't know it. And this feeling of just being grounded. And it's like I came home to me in that moment. So I reconnected to my spirit.
So you had this experience where you were in IT. There's not much more, maybe being an accountant would be even
engineering.
What?
Engineering.
Engineering would be even more.
Mathematicians are actually quite broad in their way of thinking. They kind of have to be, because it's the study of numbers. Engineering is very much like this, but it's not a world of spirituality. It's not like it's not a world of feelings.
Yeah, that was outside of your regular world, which in and of itself was brave. So something was leading you to do that, but you didn't know it yet. And then I'm just trying to break it down for people. You were open. You were authentic and honest with yourself. You were thinking, this is ridiculous. And you let yourself think that. And then you were open enough to go, oh my gosh, I just heard something. And then you had this feeling of, oh, this is who I actually
am. And you know what? From that moment, it's not like I went, oh my God, I have to learn how to do this. It was just, I was hooked. I was like, I couldn't get enough. I was going every weekend. I was doing messages, and I was working with the law of attraction. I'm like, this is so cool. I changed my job. I became a coach. It's like reconnecting to who I really was. And it just made everything easy. And I spent 18 months that way. And I even wrote a book in that 18 months.
Wow.
Right. It was just like, and I was never depressed once.
Wow. Maybe
isn't that amazing. I'm sorry. I'm talking too much.
No, you're not. This is amazing. I'm just trying to make sure I break it down for people. And I just want to read people's comments too. So Susan said, this is awesome. Very relevant as we prepare for a possible move. Yeah. To like get out the old, and that makes space for the new. And that's true in our houses. It's true in our bodies. And that's true
in our hearts,
emotionally in our hearts. And then Jill let us know is Moana.
Yeah. The one thing I do say though on that is that especially with relationships, sometimes it's just about letting go of old ideas.
Yeah. You don't have to get rid of the person necessarily, right?
Yeah.
It's getting rid of the old, system kind of that was in that relationship. I say this and that makes you mad, and then I'm mad that you're mad, right? It's the system of the relationship.
And also, like, it's about, if you change yourself, and it's not about fixing the other person, it's about choosing for yourself what you want. And I heard this thing the other day that if you leave a relationship out of anger, you've kind of lost. So leave a relationship in love, right? And that's actually a place of really being empowered and allowing yourself to choose you and being okay. Because if you can do that, then you've done the work, right? Otherwise, you're just going to go into another relationship and do the same thing all over again.
Yeah. And I just want to, let's see what Susan is saying here. So good to speak loving words to oneself and break the chains of critical mass from the past. That's genius. I'm going to read it one more time, okay, Natalie? Susan is saying, so good to speak loving words to oneself and break the chains of critical mass from the past.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that breaking chains thing. Like,
you know, for me, I was, I'm going to give you guys another tip here, if it's okay. I'm giving you all my tips today.
That's what we like.
So one of the things that'll happen, I used to get stuck in anger a lot. I've kind of lived in anger. You know, you would never know from talking to me that I lived in anger, right? Even that,
I lived in anger, so that's over. So how'd you get over there?
It's actually ignoring your feelings, right? Which causes depression, right? So I was really good at like holding down anger, and I had all this story that it was wrong to have anger, but at some point it becomes too much, right, to hold on to. And I just decided to stop dealing with it and just put the anger beside me and go, all right, I'm not doing that anymore. And like just really treated it as a different part, and I stopped giving it attention. And I started choosing, what do I want to feel today? Who do I want to be? And doing that really helped. Like I still had to process some of that anger, but it didn't become like, it wasn't no longer this, like it's there all the time. It's the same with doubt. It's the same with fear. Like if you're afraid, all right, you're there, go sit on the couch, go watch TV, right? Like that's it.
It's a delicate balance really between, we don't want to deny and cover up our feelings because that kind of is depression, but we also don't want to live in that one emotion every second of every day. So like, that's why I use the tapping, EFT tapping, to just be like, even though I feel this anger, it's just a feeling, you know, so you disempower the emotion. It's like saying hi to it, you know, it's like, oh, hi, yeah, I see you, anger. You're not so, you know, you're not such a huge dragon that I can't go, hey, I see you, but go sit over there. It's really, our emotions are more like dogs than dragons, you know, it's like, go over there, sit, but we'll talk later, maybe, you know?
Yeah. And for me, when you said that, what came up is the word acceptance. And I think it's been on my mind for a few days. Like anything that holds us back, there's always like the 4 steps, right? One is awareness, acknowledge, appreciate, and then acceptance.
Ooh, I like A's. Okay, wait, say them again. Awareness.
Awareness, acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Awareness,
appreciate.
Acknowledge.
Appreciate. Even when it's hard. And acceptance.
Accept.
And acceptance really is about accepting where you are, what your desires are. And I've had this whole revelation over the last week of what acceptance is. And I did an acceptance thing yesterday, and I was talking about it, and I was actually really angry. But also I can feel the shift, right? Where I'm like, oh, I'm actually accepting where I'm at. And it's actually frees you to do the 5th step, which is to choose what the next step is. Right? And it's the same thing, wanting to live on purpose. As you become aware that you want to live on purpose, you want more, you have to acknowledge it. You have to appreciate where you've been, and then you have to accept it, because the last thing you want to do is push against where you came from, right? If you just push against that, it's just confronting. So you really want to come from a place of love, and then trust yourself to take those actions, like 1 step at a time. And you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to go back to school. Like if you don't want to, it's going to be something that is going to be within you. You know, when I first started my healing journey, I went to a personal development retreat. And at the end, one of the guys who was who had an experience with us, he came over to me and he said, you know, life doesn't have to be so hard. And it really starts with that premise that life can be easy, it can be fun, it can be playful, it can be passionate, but you have to choose that for yourself. And it starts with letting go of this idea that it's hard and that you can't change anything. And I'm not telling you that it's easy, because people have bills, they have, you know, they have kids, they have relationships, they have jobs. And sometimes you like those things. It's just not enough, right? And it always starts with the same thing of, all right, I want more. And then it's like, all right, get curious. Not the how. Why do I want it? What would that look like? And let your...
I deserve it. I want it. And I want it because I deserve it. And it's possible to have. So these are all downloads, you guys. So you should, can you give people, I have to know you're a theta healer. Can you give people?
Yeah. So who here would like to know? Yeah. Who here would like to know creator's truth and perspective of purpose?
Just say
and just say yes if you're okay with that. And we're going to ask creator to download that into every one of your cells. And who here would like to remember their purpose and allow that to emerge? And you're going to imagine your heart just opening up and a little flower coming out, and the seed has been planted, and the emergence will come and the clarity will come over the next few days. And if you would like to know what it feels like to live your day-to-day life, trusting yourself, go ahead and say yes. And to know creator's truth and perspective on abundance, and that there is plenty. Good. And I would love to bless you with abundance of joy, of happiness, of wealth, of love. If you want to receive that, go ahead and say yes. Creator, make that happen. Good. And would you guys like to know that you're loved?
I am sure they would. And
yeah, great. If you're okay with that, say yes. If not, that's okay. Creator, make that happen.
And can you channel a message for these guys, whatever they need to hear?
Absolutely. Yay. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. I promised these guys, and I know they're waiting for it.
Creator, what do they need to know today? All right, so what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a merry-go-round, and there's a little girl playing on the merry-go-round, and the person, like you, because I'm going to talk about you for the group consciousness, you're standing beside it, and you're like, should I do this? Am I going to get hurt? And then I ask Creator what you need to know, and I hear Creator, just get on. Just start.
Just get on the ride.
And the first thing that happens is that you get pushed out, and Creator's like, go again.
Wow, so the merry-go-round propels you out.
Fast. It was too fast. And Creator says, just jump back on.
Just do it.
So guys, stop being afraid. You're going to fail. You're going to fall flat on your face. Appreciate the failure. Appreciate the learning. Get back up and get back to it. And too often we fail. Yeah.
Interestingly, the image that you got wasn't about like, okay, I see you going into an office building, or I see you, trying to save the world from World War III. It's a merry-go-round. It's not even a roller coaster. It's a merry-go-round. You got it.
Sometimes I see the roller coaster, right? Like when I see the roller coaster, it's about like people are like they're hanging on to their emotions, right? Yeah. And then I hear, get off the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to feel bad all the time. But no, people here like really, and this is a sentence I used with one of my clients last year, just start. And she actually started posting on Facebook. She started like doing a monthly group. She's on full moon, and now she has clients all over the world. Like you start and you see where it takes you.
You just start. Yeah. Wow, so cool. Okay, Nathalie, the time always goes so fast. We're already out of time. Can you let people know if they want to get in touch with you, or like go to your website or follow you on social media? What do they do?
Yeah, so I think they can follow me on social media. So you guys can like me or send me a message on Facebook, because this is on Facebook. And I'll also give Tara my Flip Your Happiness Switch Challenge. But what I would love to offer people when I'm inspired is if you're wanting a little bit of help to create a wild and happy life, go ahead and book a Discover call with me. So I will send that to Tara, and we'll add it to the comments somewhere. And, just come for a chat, and let's see if it's a good fit and what's next. And if not, that's totally cool too.
And that chat is totally free, right? They're just hanging out.
Absolutely. And what we're really going to do is create a clear plan for them to move out of where they are and to where they want to be, right? So, and my intention during those calls is to be of service. And, I'm always afraid because people are like, well, is that a sales call? Right? But really for me, it's about being of service first and foremost. And sales is also for me a way of being in service. So if there's a good fit and you want me to, I'm going to invite you into the program. But otherwise, it's totally cool. Right. Yeah. And I love meeting people.
It does have to fit. And I want to tell everybody, and Nathalie, I'm not sure if I told you this or not. I've got really exciting stuff coming up 1 week from today, right here on Facebook Live, and it'll be on Instagram Live because I'll figure that out. I'm very, very happy and proud to let people into my launch of my new healing business and the full website. There's a little bit up there now that a lot of people have seen. The full website is coming in 1 week. Beyond Your Belief is going to be really cool. So I'm just going to next week.
So everybody, let's give some applause and some hearts.
Oh, yay.
Those things are not easy. And actually it speaks to evolution, right? And emergence. It's not
building it for a year. And then not only next week is Too Much Tuesday, like always, but the next 5 days after that is going to be a Beyond Your Belief experience. So each day I'm addressing a different topic that I found that my clients and students really need and love. So Wednesday, there's going to be a half hour starting at 12:30 on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. How to move beyond your beliefs about anxiety. Thursday, Beyond Your Beliefs about relationships. Friday, about success and abundance. Saturday, about your body. And Sunday, in spiritual connection. So there's so much free stuff, so much good stuff. And of course, you don't have to tune in every day, but just tune in on the days, you guys, that you feel like, oh my gosh, I need that. So all that stuff is coming up. But today, I'm just so glad that we got to talk, Natalie. This is so much good stuff. I love that mirror exercise thing. I love those 4 A's. I love how you tell people that they deserve the life that they want, and that it is possible for them to have it, and that just start one step at a time is really valuable too. So you gave us so many goodies. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you for having me on, Tara. I can't wait to see about your experience next week. It's going to be super fun.
It's gonna be
have a great day, everybody.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.